Hello everybody, and welcome back to A Cup of Joe. It's your boy, JonahThing. We are still playing this game because now I'm super hooked. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm interested though. Alright, let's roll. I greeted the teachers in the staff room formally. Then I came to the entrance of the classroom with the teacher who had guided me around the facility the previous day. Stopping in front of the door, she turned around and faced me. As I explained before, you'll be in charge of this classroom for today. I looked up furtively at the display board with the class name engraved above the door. For the duration of my teaching internship, I was to be in the charge of the class where Miss Shirazawa was an assistant homeroom teacher. Yes, I'm the assistant homeroom teacher. Oh God, suddenly I felt nervous. Usually, just by looking at Ima's drawings, I would calm myself down. Of course, my smartphone was in the locker in the staff room, so I couldn't use it now. Besides, if I checked Ima's new work, it would naturally remind me of what happened between us. Am I really having these thoughts at a time like this? Really? What am I doing? Miss Izuho, is everything alright? You are looking a bit flustered. No, I'm alright. You must be nervous before going in. You should take a deep breath. Following her advice, I took a deep breath and breathed out slowly. My nerves and excitement seemed to calm down a little. Thank you so much. I'm fine now. Well then, let's go in. When the classroom door opened, all of the students' eyes turned on me. As I explained to you previously, this is Miss Izuho Konami, who will be the assistant homeroom teacher. She then prompted me to stand on the teacher's platform. It's wonderful to meet you. My name is Izuho Konami. I'll be in charge of the class for 3 weeks starting today. I'm sure there will be many things I'm unfamiliar with, but I hope we will have a good relationship. I lowered my head, and at the same time, I heard an applause. It's nice to meet you, Miss Izuho. Then, only for a short time, they had time to ask questions. Several students, full of curiosity, raised their hands one after another and asked, "What subject will you be in charge of?" Science. If there is anything you don't understand, please feel free to ask me. Miss Izuho, where do you commute from? During the teaching internship, I am staying at the school dormitory. I was surprised by how beautiful it is. Huh, the dormitory? That seems tough. For example, cooking. It was probably rare for them to have an intern so close to their age, but their questions didn't stop. Furthermore, they didn't seem to mind that I couldn't answer smoothly and quickly. Thanks to that, my nerves calmed down a lot. I felt quite happy to meet such a good group of students. While thinking that, I happened to look at the seat by the window. In the same seat as when we met the day before was Miss Shirazawa. She was the only one looking at me quietly in the noisy classroom. Until then, I had focused my attention to the other students, but after noticing her, I was only conscious of Miss Shirazawa. She isn't laughing a lot. From my standpoint on the platform, the other students talking or smiling at each other looked like they were having fun. On the other hand, Miss Shirazawa didn't do any of that. But she didn't look bored either, though. Miss Izuho, is something wrong? The teacher standing next to me asked, bewildered because I had suddenly stopped talking. No, nothing. I hastily forced a smile, then began to answer the questions. Well now, that's all the time we have for questions. As she clapped her hands lightly, while the bustling classroom quickly became silent. Everyone please prepare for first period, and Miss Izuho, please observe the lesson. Yes. Alright. I stepped down from the platform and then stepped backwards. While moving, I tried to look at Miss Hirazawa. Or I tried not to. I stood in front of the blackboard and looked ahead. Now let's start with the class. Open your textbooks to page 24. Listening to the teacher, the students began to open their textbooks on their desks. The bell rang throughout the school. That is the exact sound of the clock tower that lives right next to me. Thank you. Today's lessons were all over. I breathed a sigh of relief. Miss Izuho, see you tomorrow. Oh, yes. See you tomorrow too. After seeing off the students returning home, I could finally relax. Needless to say, there were so many important things in class, I had no time to relax. As I had been concentrating all day, I was exhausted. Thank you for all the hard work you did today, Miss Izuho. Oh, no. I hope I didn't wear you out. Being spoken to by the teacher who mentored me, I tried to straighten my back. Just relax, okay? All that is left is to lock up. Oh, thank you so much. We closed the windows together. How were the classes you observed today? Well, each teacher had great teaching style. I learned a lot today. Thanks. That's good. During your internship period, you'll have to teach too, so please absorb a lot. Yes, I'll do my best. The students were all enthusiastic and raised their hands and asked questions, and the teachers answered them in a way that was clear and easy to understand. I worried whether I could do that. I have to learn to teach like them during this internship. Oh, so how are you finding the dormitory life? She asked, as if suddenly remembering as she locked the classroom door. Huh? Yes, the room. And also the bathroom are really big. They are too big for us. Just two people. Oh, yes, that's right. Only Miss Hirazawa is living in the dormitory. I remembered. Please try to get along with her. Get along? Oh, right. Well, we just chatted a bit so far. Of course, I couldn't say anything about taking a bath together or being held down and kissed by her. I got confused and stuttered as I answered. Miss Hirazawa is a really nice student, isn't she? Moreover, she is considerate of others. She taught me various things about the dormitory. Oh, and she also served me her favorite tea. She looked a little surprised. Really? That Miss Hirazawa did that? Huh? Well, I'm sorry. I was just surprised. The truth is, she's had a little trouble adjusting to this class. Oh, is that so? She just moved to school this spring, but she seems to be a little reserved. She doesn't seem to have made any friends in the class. Watching class all day, I thought Miss Hirazawa seemed quieter than the other students. Even when the other students all laughed, her expression didn't change. During the lunchtime, she was alone. But at the dormitory, she had talked to me. While making up rules in the dormitory, she looked happy and smiled warmly. Well, maybe it's not that she has trouble adjusting, but she prefers to be alone. If she were reserved, she wouldn't kiss someone she had just met for the first time. Miss Izuho, you must be easy to talk to. Is that so?
そうでしょうか。
I feel sorry for asking something like this of you, but if you could look after her, it would be a great help.
はい。
Sure,
わかり
that's
ました。
no problem. I would live with her for some time, and I would like to get along with her. But Miss Yazawa was my idol, Ima, so I felt odd to be involved in her private life. How can I keep the proper
距離感って
distance?
難しい。
After my first day of work at the school was over, I went grocery shopping and then returned to the dormitory. As soon as I got back, I started preparing dinner. I won't make the same mistake I made this morning again. I cooked up some side dishes one by one, making full use of the 3 burners on the stove. 3. That night, I happened to be making Japanese food. I made miso soup, nikuraga, meat and potato stew, and buri daikon, simmered yellowtail with daikon radish. Plus salad and pudding for dessert were in the fridge. Of course, I had made it for Miss Sierzawa and myself. I had made it without asking her, but I'm sure it's okay. Testing the food, I was thinking about Miss Sierzawa. I know I shouldn't meddle in Ima's private life, but that it would be going too far for us as one of her fans. But with breakfast, she had made do with just biscuits for lunch too.
あれじゃあ絶対
But absolutely not very nutritional diet. That's absolutely not. She reminded me that she had said she only cooked simple meals. She didn't go grocery shopping and only used what the dorm mom had prepared for her. This may be nosy of me, but I want to have dinner with her. Since we were there in the same dorm, we might as well have dinner together, I reasoned. As I could hear the sound of the rice cooker, I opened the lid and found the rice cooked just right. Is this texture right? Seems okay. Well, is there anything else? Turn off the stove, put the food onto plates, and it's ready to eat. I hope Miss Sierzawa likes it.
食べてくれるといいな。
Just looking at the dishes out for 2 people, she didn't say anything. I worried she might be annoyed. Trying to keep myself calm, I smiled and said, well, I was thinking, since we are here in the same dorm, let's eat together, shall we? I know that, but did you really make all of this?
先生が全部作ったんですか?
She looked at the dishes spread out on the table like she was looking at something unusual or curious. Yes, that's right.
そうだよ。
Could it be I made something you don't like? No, no problem.
大丈夫です。
Finally, she smiled and slowly sat down at the table. I mean, you really can cook, can't you? This looks amazing. What? Are you saying you didn't believe me? Burnt French toast? Well, that was... It just happened. I took the seat opposite her and poured tea into the glasses. I often cooked at home growing up, and since I moved out, I've been cooking almost every day. It's amazing that you can cook so many dishes in such a short time. My eyes met with Miss Sierzawa's. I felt a little embarrassed. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, let's eat while it's still warm, shall we? Yes, let's. I'm hungry. We both put our hands together. Let's eat. Yes, let's. I glanced at her. She put a piece of the nikuaga in her mouth and chewed it with her mouth closed. How does it taste? It's really good? Whew, what a relief. Though she was not very expressive, I was a little relieved to see her dig into another dish. It's been a long time since I've eaten Japanese food, especially this buri daikon. That's what I said. It's so savory and tastes great. Really? I was a little worried since I made it without asking you what you liked. If I said I didn't want it, what would you have done? If that were the case, I would have eaten for two. For a moment, Miss Hirozawa looked absent-minded, then laughed merrily. Huh, this is so nice, this atmosphere. Like how she ate the food I made and sometimes smiled at me. Warm rice is so delicious. And her words made me happier than anything else. Hey, Miss Hirozawa. Yes? While I'm here, I'd like to cook our meals. What do you think? As I worked up the courage to say that, she gave me a blank look. Won't that be too much of a burden on you? Not at all. I want to do it. Of course, as long as you don't mind. She seemed to think it over a while. Waiting for her to respond, I felt my heart pounding. I imagine it must have been the same nervous feeling people get confessing their love to someone. If you insist, then of course, I'm fine with that. But don't work too hard. Of course not. Thank you, Miss Hirozawa. I was so glad she had agreed that I couldn't help but raise my voice. You are so cute, Miss Izuho. I felt embarrassed at being giggled at like that. Finally, we finished the meal and dessert. Thank you for the delicious meal. I really enjoyed it. Not at all. It was my pleasure. After carrying the empty dishes to the sink, she picked up the sponge to wash them. Miss Hirozawa, I'll clean those. Oh, even though you did all the cooking? She had an apologetic look on her face as she looked at me. Oh, it's fine. Like you said yesterday. I'll leave it to you tomorrow, alright? The previous night, when I was totally exhausted, she had cleaned the bathtub for me. When I brought it up, she nodded slightly with her finger touching her lips. Well, that was about cleaning the bath. Anyway, you must be tired. No, it's fine. I still have some energy left to do it. I showed her my flexed bicep. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm a bit busy at the moment, so I really appreciate it. Oh, of course. Leave it to me. She bowed slightly and went back to her room. That's it. Whew. I looked over the now clean living room as I wiped my wet hands with the towel. Next, shall I clean the bathtub? As I was heading towards the bathroom, the doorbell rang. Who could it be at this hour? I craned my neck as I walked to the front door. It turned out to be the dorm mom. She had brought a package for Miss Hirozawa. It seemed to have gone through some trouble to get here. She seemed to have gone through some trouble to get here. Incidentally, we hadn't met yet. We had a brief chat. She seems nice. What a relief. About 15 minutes had passed when I returned to the living room. Oh, right.
そうだ。
I should bring her her
荷
package.
物を持って行ってあげなくちゃ。
I went to her room carrying the package and knocked on the door.
芹
Miss
沢さん、
Yarzwa, a
荷
package
物
came
が
for
届
you.
いてるよ。
Even after I called out to her, she didn't answer. I wondered if she had fallen asleep like the day before.
芹
Miss
沢さん、
Yarzwa, may I come in?
開けるよ。
I opened the door slightly and peeked into the room. That's where we're going to leave off for today. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll keep going on this adventure together. I'm weirdly interested. I don't know. It's weird. It's interesting. Which should explain why I'm weirdly interested. Alright, bye.